Today we're visiting the West Coast, the great state of Washington. We have a young man that we're interviewing to get his perspective on surrender to the will of God. So I want to introduce to some Mr. Alan Copper. And Alan is originally from Washington, D.C., but he's relocated to the West Coast and he's traveled to quite a few cities during his young lifetime. And I admire that in young people when they can just get up and just go and do their thing.
We have a sense of what we want to do, where we want to go, but it's more terms of like, what do God want? What is God calling me to do? Am I willing to move to another city to preach the word? Am I willing to am I willing to like want to move God's heart? So that's some of the things that come to my mind, just like surrendering God's will. You pray about it, and God will answer your prayers.
I truly believe that also. And this part of surrendering, for me chiming in, is that it was a struggle for me because the word surrender to me means that I'm holding up the white flag
Hmm.
and I've been defeated in some respect. But in the case of me surrendering to God's will, it was a win for me because Curtis left up to Curtis understanding and his desires. I'll be someplace totally different and it wouldn't be good at
Mm.
the end of the day. So for me, surrendering, it was a connotation of changing my mindset from defeat to accomplishment to a win. And the more I surrendered and gave
Hmm.
my will to God, the more I received the blessings that were in store for me that I had no clue that was going to happen. So I get to travel around the world now and I get to talk to young people like you and other people. But it's such a blessing because I'm going to say
Hmm.
3 to 4 years ago, I had no understanding of what I would be doing today, which is totally different than Curtis will.
10 years ago, I was, studying the Bible, and it was just something that I always wanted to like really learn more about the Bible and learn more about God's will. Um, and I knew before I decided to get baptized, I had to talk with my cousin, Marcus. We was having, just conversation, and I was kind of like, I was wrestling because, man, if I give up everything, man, this Christianity lifestyle is gonna be super boring. I'm not gonna have no fun. It's like, man, wearing white suits and just hands in the air is like, that's what I thought. But no, it's definitely nothing like that. Like the Christian lifestyle is actually one that is I personally love it because the Bible taught me so much. It taught me how to really talk. It taught me how to really love. It taught me how to forgive. And one thing I pray to God to have a different perspective on situations of life. And so I know once I finally made the decision to give my life to Christ, that it's no longer Alan's way. I want to do it your way. And what I really come down to find out, and just to really like, man, this is pretty interesting, is that when you're born again, like you're still gonna have problems, but you're having a relationship with God, and you letting God, like God is teaching you how to live all over again. It's like he loves you, and it's just like you stand firm with God, you're always going to come out on top, no matter what situation. It can be real bad. It can seem like it can be real bad, but then you have to ask yourself this question: what is God teaching me in this current situation? Yeah, it might
Mm,
not feel good, but God is teaching you something. And like I always tell people, and even told my mom this, even when I was like in high school, that God put everybody in a storm. It's two things. One, God put everybody in a storm. That some storms, even your loved ones can't save you, because God is trying to teach you something. He's trying to mold you. God see you as a precious diamond. And if you know
mm.
how diamonds are, if you know how diamonds
Yes,
are,
they
like,
rough. They rough.
it's still a hardship, but God is purified. You be glad when you look at your hardships and you look back at it. You actually be glad, like, man, I'm glad I went through this. I'm glad I learned the lessons. And it's just, man, it's just so amazing. And I always tell people that you think that your problems are really like your problems. No, it's really God is the scientist, and you're the medicine. You're the antidote. Why? To give other people hope. Because in Jeremiah 29, 11 through 14, God talks about having this plan for you, having a plan for your life, having a plan for your future. He want to give you a hope and a future. And so if God want to give you life to the fullest, he's going to use you, because people out here don't have any hope, and people are looking for hope.
Understand these individuals, such as yourself, around the table to serve my people, and that table does not belong to you. That table belongs to me. And I was like, wow, I said, that was deep for me. And
Mm,
he said, okay, don't even think about that you controlling anything. Surrender to me, and I'll give you the riches of the world. And it ain't money, it's just riches of fulfillment, riches of understanding that life can be, as they say, heaven on earth. And only God can give you that grace and mercy. So tell me some of the things. Give me one tangible thing that you can say God took over in your life, my friend, that allowed you to be who you are today. Because I see a little preacher in you too. So stop playing with me.
I mean, oh man, honestly, it's just really, I think you capped on it, and I know it's in Romans 12. It's the renewal of your mind. That was like it's like the biggest, because like I see things from a, like I said, I see things different, and I feel like, man, just, man, common sense. But what God had to show me is to step in other people's shoes, and really and really just, show sympathy, show grace. I thought I was like a very, very like forgiving person, and kind of found out I am not. In my human sinful nature, I am not like a very like forgiving person. I don't hold a grudge, but just stuff that I remember and I won't let go.
Yes.
And when Peter, when he had the conversation with Jesus, hey, how many times should I forgive my brothers? 7 times? And Jesus said, no, 77 times. And it's like, man, that's a lot. And I'm like, ain't nobody's gonna sit down and count like, okay, well, Curtis, this the 76th time, one more time. No, God was really teaching about forgiving unconditionally.
Yes.
Like, we're humans, we're gonna make mistakes, we're gonna mess up. And I had to learn to really give people grace, because somebody pointed this out to me, that when we mess up, we want the grace, we want the mercy, we want the forgiveness. When we say we sorry, like, we want it. But when somebody do us wrong, we want to be like throwing and slamming down the hammer. And me, my simple nature, I'm like throwing, I'm slamming down the hammer. I'm very blunt. I have no filters. Either when I say, you take it and you run with it. But I had to learn over the years. I cannot be like Thorn. This is something where God just been like, this is something I have to like learn. I have to learn, I have to get it. And because without experience all of these, there's no grace, there's no mercy. I'll still be the same. So I had to been taught how to renew my mind, what to think of. I had to be corrected. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes. I still make mistakes. Some things that I just don't learn because I'm hard headed. I'm very stubborn, and so I get that stern correction. But I know it's out of love because God disciplines the ones that He loves.
Yes.
We'd like to express our gratitude to our sponsors and donors for supporting the Faith Journey podcast. Thank you for tuning in. May you be blessed and continue to smile. Until we meet again.